Hello fellow 3D enthusiast. Today I'd like to share with you a little bit more about Decal Machine and library management, which doesn't sound real exciting, but it's a pretty important part, so I'm just going to go through it real quick and show you how you can manage your libraries. But before we go on, real quick, I'd like to mention that I've created a completely free hydraulic kit bash element pack for you. So these work best with Blender, and there's a link for them in the description. So I'm going to start by creating a decal here. I've got my secondary object selected and then the main object selected, and I'm going to go over to this tab that says Machine. I don't need the Decal Machine tab up here. I'm going to go straight to Decal Creation and create subset decal, and that should be all set. It looks pretty good. But say this is a little bit more low resolution than I was hoping, or say I wanted to have a couple of different variations, one low resolution and one high resolution. So I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to create another decal. And you can see here we've got the resolution. I'm going to bump that up to 512. And also you can change the thumbnail tint just so that you can know which one you're working on. So I'm going to say the blue is the more high-res version. Create subset decal. And when you go higher resolution, it takes quite a bit longer, just so you're aware. And okay, so I've got these moved over here, and you can definitely see the resolution is quite a bit different, but that's cool. So now in my little panel here that says instant decals or load instant decals, I've got these three guys here. That was the last decal I made, and then this was the low res, and this blue one here is the high res. You can see the decal isn't actually blue, it's just to show you the difference between the thumbnails. But this is in our instant decals, and if we wanted to add a decal to here, if we look at my decals, the new ones we just created are not there. So to add them in, what you do is you go down to Add to Library, which is pretty simple, and there's different libraries here. We just have my decals at the moment, but you can type in a name for your decal and add decal to library. That was pretty quick. And with this one, I'm going to say latch low res and add that into my library as well. Okay, so if we hop over here and look, yes, they are here. And I added them both blue, which was probably not a great idea, but oh well. So if we look here, it looks like a pretty nice decal, and we can add in the other one as well. I think this was the second one. Yeah, it's a much smaller, so. Okay, so we've got our two decals in my decals library, and they're all set. So once you do that, maybe you don't want them to be in your instant decals anymore. This library is basically just for testing. So you can see I've got these in here, and you can test to see if your decals are looking good or not. But once you finish, there's not really much point in leaving them in there because it sort of takes up space for other ones. So if you check this little box here that says remove decals, you can just click the ones you don't want anymore, and they are out of there. And then you have to check remove decals once more just to make sure that you can add them back in eventually. So that's how to manage the instant decal library, sort of for testing and stuff. But say I want to remove a decal from my decals library. If we hit this little X down here, that will make the pie menu disappear. But if we call it up again, by the way, I'm using D to do that. If we go into my decals, you can look here and see all the decals I've created. And if you click them, they will be deleted. So I didn't really like that green one very much. So I'm going to delete that. And then say I don't want the low res version anymore, I'm going to delete that. Now to add things back in, if we toggle this little X again, we can add decals in without deleting anything. So that's pretty much it for library management. I hope this was helpful for you. If you want to drop a like, that would help me out. And if you want to subscribe, that would also help me out. Other than that, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.